Alright. It has been a very, very long time since I've done one of these vidges. And I was actually looking at YouTube last night and I was just watching a few different videos, and I decided to look at my channel and see exactly when the last time I put a video up was. And it has been over a year ago. So I thought, whoa, better fix that. So trying to get more I have plans to get more consistent if unforeseen events will allow me to stay consistent with videos. Fantastic, but obviously, like this past year, it may be spotty to non-existent. Hopefully not, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, I decided to make a video, and one thing that I do a lot is try to find different things on moras. Obviously, moras are cheap. I don't want to say cheap, they're inexpensive. So you can buy one, you can beat the hell out of it, it might break, it's $12 to buy another one. It's really no big deal, and I always like to give my moras personality, give it a little bit of customization. But there's not too many videos on the actual just customizing it, as much as there is just a breakability test or, how it can carve, basic knife test, which is fantastic. But, I'm not a big fan of the red-handled birchwood, I don't know, I'm not that big of a fan of it. So, I did a few modifications to it to, one, be a little bit nicer on the eyes, look a little bit more traditional, and also make it a little bit more functional as well. Okay, so I'm going to come up a little bit closer here. So here we have just a regular Mora Classic number 2 in this plastic sheath with a piece of paracord around the belt loop, worn obviously as a necker. So, still got the basic sheath. Nothing exciting about it. So, we pull out the knife, if I can get it out, there we go. Pull it out, we're taking a look at it, okay? Blade is all still the same. There's a little bit of a patina to it, just from, seasonal rust and stuff. I actually loaned this to a friend, and he kind of let it sit in a humid area, and so it got a little rusty, but no big deal. It's still perfectly sharp and capable of doing anything I need it to do. So as I said, wasn't a fan of the handle, so I sanded that off. I took really heavy grit sandpaper, sanded it all down as much as I could anyway. The pommel here is really difficult to get off, so I didn't really get that at all, but got as much of it off as I could, and then I took some Spanish oak wood stain. I stained it in a few areas I needed to, take a knife or a file to it, and it chipped off a few spots. So that's what this horizontal line is. There's a few of those you can see around the entire knife, but I don't know, makes it look a little bit more beat up, so I'm fine with it. And then I also decided to give it a little bit of handle design and a little bit of gripability on the handle. So I just took a wood burner and just burned in some lines, and then just for more design's sake, threw 3 in here and a line up here, and went around the whole pommel there. So that's really more just for aesthetics. The sheath, Dave Canterbury is always talking about his 5Cs or about his 10Cs, and one of those is a a needle. Can't remember exactly what makes it a C. Cloth sail needle, that's it. He always talks about needles. And I find that, that is a very handy tool. You do find a lot of circumstances where you just need something small and sharp, whether it's to, pry something out of somewhere, pick something out of your fingernail, pick something out of your, if you get a sliver or something, you can, pick it out. Maybe your knife point is too dull or your knife is just too big to do something like that. Needles are fantastic. Plus, obviously, if you cut your clothing, it's nice to be able to repair that. So on the back of it, on the back of the sheath, we have a needle taped down with some duct tape. I think you can see the outline of it right here. Okay. Now, as I said, this neck, this line, is paracord. So there are still the 7 interior strands inside. Not the biggest fan of paracord now that I, have started using bank line, but as far as lanyards go, I prefer paracord over bank line. So we got that. It's pretty long. It's pretty long. It's tied in a knot probably, half of the doubled over line. On the two opposite ends, I have two bowline knots tied into each one. And on the first one, I have got a whistle, okay? And this is a Fox 40, just, your basic whistle. Nice and loud, right at hand, doesn't take up any weight or any space anywhere. Might as well have it. And then on a carabiner, this is a big thing. A lot of people have taken Ranger bands and put them around here to hold a ferro rod inside of them, and I just never thought it was very secure. So I just tied a bowline into the lanyard, and then threw a carabiner on there, and then just duct taped a loop of bank line onto a ferro rod. So now I got that, and if for some reason, I lose my pack and I lose, everything else, I still got the ferro rod and the knife at hand. So I can, obviously just unclip that ferro rod off of the lanyard and pull the knife out. Gotta scrape some of this coating off here and start striking. I think you guys saw that. I still have yet to grind down the back of this blade, so striking isn't fantastic. Not getting a shower of sparks, but there's still a decent amount coming off. Not sure if you guys can see that or not. But just as a quick video, just a little idea on something you can do with your moras if you're not huge fans of what they look like normally. Something you can do if you want. If you have kids, you can make a little project with your kids on how to deck out your mora to, have better survivability, get more attachments on it. And yeah, and just let you know I'm still alive. So because it was a long year, and obviously I was non-existent on YouTube. So hopefully I can see you guys again soon, and hope your holiday season was fantastic. And if you're living up north like I am, let's hope for spring is showing up. So, all right, see you later, guys.